I'm Jory, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am guided to talk about spiritual insight, messages, downloads I am receiving and have received for a rare twin flame union, a high level soulmate connection. I'm being guided to do a tarot reading to sense into the energy, the dynamic of this twin flame union, to receive messages from divine and source in addition to the messages that I channeled earlier that I have written down here in my journal that I will also be talking about in this reading. The messages that are coming in are likely to resonate with the Twin Flame Collective. However, the messages might get specific, and so take what resonates and leave the rest. Every twin flame experience is different, so this specific reading is, I'm sensing, only meant for the messages that are coming through are only going to fully resonate for maybe one rare soul in the twin flame collective. I said the word claim, and I am getting the message of reclamation. So I feel like this divine feminine and divine masculine that I am channeling into are undergoing a greater level of inner equilibrium, or they have already come into inner equilibrium in a greater way, in a greater capacity. So I am going to shuffle the cards and pull however many that I am guided to pull in this reading. So while I'm shuffling, I'm thinking about the idea of the moment that you let go and relax and accept the current state, what is happening in your life, is the moment that things start to flow. Whatever you were waiting for, that's when whatever you're waiting for happens. When you choose to let go and relax into the energy, the space that you are in currently. Divine, what messages are wanting to come through for this divine feminine and divine masculine in this rare twin flame union? What does the source have to say? What guidance is coming through for this divine feminine and divine masculine that I am channeling into? The first card Divine has provided is the Temperance card, upright. The Temperance card upright, and this card represents balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, finding meaning. So the words that are really standing out to me here are harmony, balance, patience, purpose. And this is highly connected to twin flame dynamics, high level soulmate connections, in that the concept of balance, harmony, purpose, and patience are qualities, attributes, things about the union and connection that are relevant and are prominent and that really define the twin flame and high level soulmate connection. So, reading into the word balance, balance is coming through. I'm sensing that this divine feminine and divine masculine are in a greater balance, a greater equilibrium now. And this has to do with something, a shift that happened, something that happened in on their paths, on their spiritual journey. They may have something may have happened together when they were together, physically together, or something may have happened on their individual paths in their lives. Not individual paths, but individual experiences, because I'm sensing that with harmony, this word harmony and purpose, that this divine feminine and divine masculine, you divine feminine and divine masculine that I am speaking to, that I am channeling into, are in this greater state of harmony on a shared path. You two have come into an alignment, a union, spiritually, energetically, for some physically, for the twin flame collective, for high level soulmates. So you may be in a, yes, I'm sensing that your connection is spiritual, energetic, and physical, as you know, because you are in union. So I'm also getting the element of fire. So someone may be a fire sign, and fire also represents this kind of passion, this energy of the twin flame union that is very, very intense and very warming within. It's a warming energy. So I'm going to sit this card down and pull the next card. Well, okay, so the Magician just fell out of the deck right under the Temperance card. So I am going to take this card to mean that Divine and Source wanted this card to come through. So this card represents action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, creativity. So that's a lot of things that this card represents, this Magician upright. I'm also seeing the image of someone holding something, someone lifting something in the air. And this represents some type of victory. So I'm getting that in your twin flame connection, divine feminine and divine masculine, there has been a victory, some shift that you have gone through, some spiritual awakening, some activation that you have undergone recently has led you to this space where you have accomplished, achieved, have been victorious in some kind of goal or vision or manifestation that you were wanting to bring into fruition or achieve or accomplish. So I'm also getting that there might be something within the union, something within your spiritual journey and soul path your spiritual path and soul journey that you have achieved in the sense of have awakened into a greater state within yourself that reflects in the union, the high level soulmate connection you have with your divine counterpart. So the words manifestation, self-confidence, clarity, creation is coming through strongly because I have just done a reading about the awakened divine feminine. So I'm getting that this also connects to my writing I've done in my journal here. So this awakened divine feminine energy really really guides and impacts the harmony between the divine masculine and divine feminine, both in your twin flame union and high level soulmate connection, and within your own inner energy, within your own energy. So, what I've written here is when your inner feminine awakens, your masculine energy becomes more balanced. And so within the twin flame union and twin flame connection, divine feminine and divine masculine, in your high level soulmate connection, you come into greater equilibrium. You restore equilibrium and balance when you align internally, when you come into union with your inner feminine and divine masculine. And I'm sensing that the recent awakening of your divine feminine facilitated this greater equilibrium, this greater coming into balance that is required for your greater alignment in your union, spiritually, energetically. However you two are connecting, your divine feminine awakening has intensified this connection. So I've also written centering, energy work, focus, and crown chakra, also third eye chakra. So one or both of you in your union, in your connection, I was going to say spiritual connection, are doing energy work that involves centering, alignment, grounding. All of this is what is happening currently in your connection. I'm also getting crown chakra, third eye chakra. So your connection to spirit is very strong at this point, and you are being guided to continue to connect with your soul, to allow the time and space to be in your own energy in order for you to connect more deeply, dive more deeply into your soul, into your energy work. I'm looking at my notes here, seeing what else is standing out as I am channeling these messages. So there's been a heart chakra opening and activation as well. I'm sensing. Let me pull the next card to see if I can channel more into this. I'm going to set the Magician card down and shuffle again to see what is happening with this heart chakra opening and activation within the twin flame connection that I am channeling into. a card just flew out. Actually, three cards flew out, and I'm going to read them. The Moon card, the Sun card, and the Judgment card. So the Moon card is the one that is on top, that came out first. So the Moon card represents illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, premonitions. So this card is upright, and I'm sensing that this is connecting to the spiritual connectedness that I was just talking about, and how this connects to the heart chakra opening activation is that your spiritual connectedness, your expansion, your integration of cosmic light has deepened your connection in this spiritual union, has awakened your heart chakra in such a way that allows for deeper awareness, deeper consciousness rising in your vibration and frequency together on your shared path, and communication above all, this spiritual communication, this telepathy that you have with each other, divine feminine and divine masculine. Another thing that is standing out to me here is the element of water that this card represents. So I'm getting the word flow. Everything is really flowing because you have, in awakening your divine feminine energy, you have relaxed into this state of presence. You're accepting how things are going, even if your manifestation hasn't come in. The manifestation that is in your mind's eye, the vision in your mind's eye, even if this hasn't fully come into fruition in every way that you have envisioned, you are relaxing in this flow state, accepting what is, and because of this, things are aligning. Things are coming into fruition. You see manifestations happening before your eyes. You see the abundance that is manifesting in your life in many different ways. So with the Sun card, this card represents positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth, and all is well. This is another fire sign card that I'm getting that is very meaningful in the intensity of this connection, this spiritual union, this energetic union that you have with each other, divine feminine and divine masculine. And also represents your internal union, the intensity of internal union, what awakening in your divine feminine and divine masculine energy, what that has shifted in your spiritual path and soul journey. So the Sun card upright, or as I like to call the Sun, the soul card upright, the words that are standing out to me here are celebration, vitality, warmth, pleasure, positivity, rebirth, all is well. Yeah, so this is definitely a time of celebration for coming into inner union in this greater way, relaxing into this greater sense of alignment, groundedness within yourself, trusting in your vision, in your soul path. All of this is the energy of celebration, the energy of happiness and vitality. With the word rebirth, I'm sensing that this is a time on your spiritual path and soul journey, divine feminine and divine masculine, that you have healed wounds that have came up, situations that happened in your life that triggered wounds within your union as you are in this greater state of alignment. These wounds you that are coming up, you in a sense are experiencing them together now because you are on this shared path. You are in this greater sense of alignment. So I'm sensing this rebirth, that you have shed the past wounds, past wounding, and have shifted into an era of pleasure, positivity, fun, and this general sense that all is well. Now the judgment card has also come up, the judgment card upright. And I'm getting that before I get into what this card means, I'm getting that this is a positive card. This card does not represent a sort of self-judgment. I, in fact, am getting that in your awakened divine feminine energy, divine feminine and divine masculine, as you have come into this awakened energy with your inner feminine, you have overcome this self-judgment that you may have had, that lesser awakened versions of yourself held onto. The triggers that may have come up may have brought up a self-judgment wound that you have essentially healed, that you have faced and addressed. Yes, so this card represents judgment, rebirth. So that word really stands out because this word also came up for the soul card. Rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, mercy. Wow. These words are really standing out here for the energy of this twin flame union, for this high level soulmate connection, because I was just talking about your connection and awakening of your divine feminine energy, and this has so much to do with your inner calling, your inner wisdom, trusting your spiritual path, trusting your own inner guidance. This ties deeply to that divine feminine energy that you have come into greater alignment with, divine feminine and divine masculine. And a new phase. This word also stands out. This phrase also stands out that this card represents, because I was just talking about how you have addressed certain situations that have led you to shift into this era of happiness and pleasure where all is well. This is a new phase of your life, essentially. And phase also ties into this, the moon. Not only because the moon card has come up, but because I am also guided to create this reading within the energy of the waxing crescent moon. The energy of the waxing crescent moon represents new beginnings, represents setting intentions. So I'm getting that this ties into a new phase that is now in your life, that you have stepped into, divine feminine and divine masculine. also the words redemption and forgiveness, mercy stand out because I'm sensing that there has been a lot of forgiveness that has taken place on both a personal and on a personal level, spiritual level, energetic level, in a way that involves you and your connection together, divine feminine and divine masculine. You may have had to forgive each other for past wounding. You may have had to forgive yourself in order to shift into this new phase of awakening and redemption. Maybe your awakening into your divine feminine is what really shifted your emotional connection, your self-compassion, and I'm getting that this is definitely what has caused this greater level of forgiveness, redemption, mercy for yourself and for this connection that is so deeply aligned with your soul. And I'm also getting that you are not only forgiving, redeeming, there is not only forgiveness, redemption, mercy within your twin flame connection and your connection with yourself. There's also this extension to every soul that aligns with your soul on your highest vibrational path and your highest vibrational timeline. You are attracting soul deep connections. You are attracting high level connections now more than ever. Healthy connections that aren't romantic, that aren't necessarily, they don't have to be very involved in your life, but these connections are essentially supportive to your truest, most authentic soul path and timeline. They are essentially connected to your soul, a part of your soul group, I'm going to say. And as for your twin flame connection, I'm getting that this is definitely something that has brought you into greater alignment, this energy of redemption, forgiveness, mercy, rebirth, following your inner calling. And this card also is the element of fire. There are a lot of fire cards that have come up. The Sun card, the Judgment card. What else was a fire card? And the Temperance card. We are in a Sagittarius season, so the fire cards really stand out, but also this air card and this water card are significant.